Okay, I'm back. Hi everyone. I am going to talk a little bit about the do's and don'ts of renovating today. So there will be a little giveaway at the end of this that sort of ties in with the renovating, and maybe we'll get your creative juices flowing for a project. But I wanted to do this video now because it's a time of year where we're all kind of cooped up inside and thinking about projects we can do around the house. So I thought it would be a good time to go through some of the things that when I go through homes with buyers, things that they notice or kind of like irk them a little bit. If you're wondering what's happening back here, I have started to reorganize my office. So it's kind of in that state right now where things they've gotten worse before they're going to get better. But I would have liked to have that done for the new year, but didn't get around to it. So we're doing it now. Anyway, let's talk first about renovating to sell. Okay, so typically, and this is just my opinion, unless something is in really, really bad condition or broken, I don't recommend that you do it. I don't know exactly where our market is going to go in the first quarter of 2023, but it's safe to say that, we are in a much more balanced market now. Not every home is selling for well over list price. So I think it's in your best interest not to go ahead and dump a large amount of money into your home for renovation strictly for the purpose of selling. So I'll give an example that I have seen quite a bit. I don't know, this just seems to be a common thread. So the example is that you've got a 1980s built home, and the flooring kind of bothers you, and even though it's not super damaged or anything, it's just old and you want to replace it before you sell. So I probably wouldn't. And the reason for that is because if you are going to go ahead and replace it, you have to be so careful with what you pick. Because what I've seen and what buyers have noticed as we're touring homes is, if you put in something that's more modern and then, the rest of the house is still original to the 80s, it kind of starts to look disjointed and actually can appear as if the house may need more work than if you just left the original flooring. So I would just caution you with that. And then also keep in mind that flooring is something that is expensive too, right? So, but it is only one part of your home. So if you've only done that one part of your home and a buyer comes in and they don't like what you've picked, they're gonna rip it out when they renovate the rest of the house, and they're probably not gonna offer you more money because you put in this new flooring. So unless it's super damaged or broken, I wouldn't go doing a renovation solely for the purpose of selling. So to be clear, I'm not saying that you shouldn't freshen things up before you sell, because you absolutely should. Cleaning, staging, like a fresh coat of paint, especially if maybe you've got some more bolder, some bolder colors or something like that, it can go a really, really long way. But I'm talking about dumping in a large amount of money solely for the purpose of selling. So if you were, planning to stay for the next, let's say 5 years, but that it's not your forever home, again, then maybe you do go ahead and you pick paint colors or finishes that are a little bit more to your taste. If you do have a more eclectic taste and you want to go that route, by all means, it's your home. You're gonna love it. You're gonna get some enjoyment out of it. But just know that when you do come time to sell, some of those choices may not appeal to everybody so much. And I'm not saying that it has to be completely boring. I'm just saying be careful of making those really bold choices or spending like a lot of money. So if you're gonna put in like a new quartz countertop, but you picked a pattern that was like really wild. That's something that buyers they're not gonna want to come into their new home and start ripping out a brand new quartz countertop, but if they hate it. So just something to think about. The third thing that I want to touch on before you start looking at renovating is kind of consider the ceiling of the value of your home. So again, not to say that you can't put higher end finishings in a smaller home at a lower price point, because you absolutely can. And again, especially if you're planning on staying there for a while, you're going to get to enjoy that. You're going to love your home every day. So it's definitely worth it. And then also keep in mind that the market value will go up over time. So if you're going to spend some years there still, maybe by the time you're ready to sell, you're really happy with where the value of your home sits. So just keep those finishes and price points in the back of your mind when you're making those decisions, so that at the end of the day, you do get what you want out of your investment when the time does come to sell. On the flip side of that, if you've got a really high-end, expensive home, please don't go and put in inexpensive finishes. So let's say you've got this really nice executive home and you decide it's time to finish the basement. I would encourage you to make sure that you do put the money in so that the basement finishing reflects the quality of the rest of your house. So that's one thing that buyers will complain about. We'll see this beautiful home, you walk in, everything's great, they love it, and then they see a renovation that somebody did. Let's say they redid a bathroom, and they did it a little bit more on the cheap side, and a buyer is going to be like, I've heard them say it many times, like, why would they do this? Or why would they choose this? Or why would they put this in? So just be mindful that your renovation matches the quality of the rest of your house. So, and if you do have a higher priced home and you go ahead and you do a cheaper renovation, just know that buyers probably will notice. Okay. Okay. A couple last things here. I don't want this to come off as sounding rude, because I totally fall into this category of like not having the skills to renovate as well. But please be realistic about your capabilities, and know that sometimes it is better to hire a professional. We all want to save on costs, of course, and labor is expensive. But in the end, it could cost you more money by going it alone and then messing it up and having to redo it and hire somebody anyway. So be realistic about your capabilities. And so again, I'll give an example. I'm really picking on flooring today here, but it's an easy one because I see it so often. Where the listing, the seller's like, yeah, we have brand new flooring throughout, and sometimes it's hard to see from pictures. So we see the home, and we get there, and it's been a total handyman special. There's gaps between the boards. It's not looking so hot. So that's one thing. Like if it's poorly done, nobody's gonna care that it's new. Okay, so be realistic. And another hot tip for flooring, because it is a more expensive thing to rip out and to redo. Don't make this mistake. Please don't choose too many different things. Okay, this is just like, it's such a common thing that buyers do not like. So my advice is, like, if you have an area in your home where it's more open, try to keep the flooring consistent. So I'm not saying that all the flooring in your house has to match perfectly. That's not what I'm saying, but like make it look like it was intentional, make it make sense, you know, do a quality job and you won't have any problems. So where you start to have problems is when you come in and, you know, you see different flooring in every room and it just looks like you went to the bargain bin and picked up whatever was on sale and slapped it in, and then you're screaming, oh, new flooring, but like nobody's gonna, you know, we're not falling for that. Yeah, make it make sense. Okay, I keep saying last thing, but a couple more. So if you're like me, you know, I can walk into a space and go like, wow, I love this. Like, this is beautiful. And like, that is one thing. Being able to like work with pieces that you already have and, you know, incorporating that into a design is just, it's a whole nother ball game. So I would really encourage you to talk to a professional and get their opinion on your project before you start spending money. And there are different options for different budgets. So like you can do a design consultation, or you can go totally nuts and have them handle your whole project for you. So if you're thinking of that, I do highly recommend that you talk to Amber Bauman. She owns Grey Pearl Interior Design. She's lovely. Everything she does is beautiful, and she's not going to lead you astray. So have a chat with her before you start spending your hard-earned money. Yeah, you'll have a plan and you'll be way better off. So if you're watching this video as part of my newsletter, all of her information will be below. If you're not, I'll also just put it, I don't know, in the comments or whatever. And final thing, I promise this is actually it this time. This is the longest video I've done, so hopefully you've stuck around for it. But if you live in and around the Winnipeg area and you're watching this video before January 12th, you can enter a giveaway on my Instagram. It's at Hustonimhome for a set of tickets to the Winnipeg renovation show that's happening at RBC Convention Center. As well as a $50 gift card to Elephant and Castle, so you can go have some drinks and snacks before or after the show. And if you are somebody that's watching this because you are receiving it as part of my newsletter, I'm giving away a second set of tickets and a second $50 gift card drawn from just that pool of people as well. So if you're one of those people, I've already entered you, but you can increase your chances of winning by playing for the second set on Instagram. Okay, chat later.